Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show.
Good morning. Morning. Oh, that's me right there. I got this show starting tomorrow, so I would like for people to go. I would like for y'all to be like, hey, Cletus has a show. We like to go to it because Cletus in a show. Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to be here, man. Let me take me off so I can see myself. You want to see my face? Do you want to see my face? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of See You in the Morning. I'm, of course, your host, Cletus Cassidy. So excited to be here. I can't even begin to tell y'all how excited, how happy I am to be around you all one more time. Y'all are just an amazing group of people. I can't even lie about it. I can't even lie about it. Y'all just an amazing group of people. This show is called See You in the Morning. It's my horrible idea to get up in the morning and go over way too much that's going on in my life just to talk about so much. There's just a lot that I got going on. And I tell y'all all about it. Tell them all about our troubles. That's what it is. Have a little talk with strangers. Tell them all about our troubles. They will hear your faintest cry. Answer by and by. Yep, so that's what I got. So I'm excited to be here with y'all. Now, if you never watched this show, if this is your first time hearing this, you're about to experience something so cold. If you watched this before and you're saying to yourself, hey, you know what? I don't mind coming back and watching it again. I really appreciate it because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I appreciate that. Not a lot of consistency on the show. Anything can happen at any given time. But the only thing that is very, very consistent is the fact that I like to speak to the people that speak to me. So if I ain't sleep with you, I'm going to speak with you. And that goes to all my people out there on the show. The first three people to speak, of course, get the M&Ms. Those are the mythical medals. Those are just little things that I do to let y'all know that I appreciate you. I give it out to you. So let's go ahead and get those out this morning. Getting the bronze medal this morning. The bronze goes to Franita. Franita Rollins dealt with the bronze medal this morning. Walking in with the silver is Denzel. Don't call me Washington Glover. And the gold medal goes to Lynette Smith. Good morning, Lynette. I don't know if this is your first time winning the gold or not. But you know what? If you've done it before, whatever. That's one of my sponsors there, you know. And you can find a way to be a sponsor as well. You can slide money over here. Now, you can slide money over here just on a regular basis. I keep my Cash App on there. You've been enjoying the show and you be like, hey, let's dedicate financially to them. I've never been a preacher, but y'all can give me money as well. So gold goes to Lynette, silver to Denzel, bronze to Franita. Also here's Lisa. Lisa, I don't know how Lisa always manages to end up in fourth. They go to Mika, Tamisia, and Thomasia Riddick. Good morning, Marche. George Sweetberry. No, you don't want to call a man Sweetberry. That ain't it. This is George Berry. I'm going to just stay right there. Mr. Berry, if you're nasty. The Kia Brumfield, good morning. The Pride of North Carolina, Courtney Weston and Murphy, good morning. Wilberta is in here this morning. JP, good morning. Nasty Natasha in here this morning. Shannon is in here. Jay Pearson working on getting blocked. Ida Seaborn, good morning. PP, Patricia Pippin, good morning. Yvette, good morning. Tiffany, what up? PT, what up, sir? And the Bishop Elder Reverend Dr. Pope Calvin Hill, good morning. Princess is in the building as well. So excited. So let me go ahead and get all the stuff out of there. Let me go ahead and clear the air immediately. Yesterday, so I don't know whether AARP got together and sent out a mandate. Um, I don't know. Is yesterday was probably the biggest day in senior citizen history. Senior citizens yesterday just started bucking out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, senior citizens was like, we ain't got to take this no more. They just decided we out of here. It was a mass senior citizen exit on yesterday. If you know anything about me, you know I'm a huge Alabama football fan. I'm a huge fan of Alabama football. And yesterday, as I was sitting, I went to a high school basketball game on yesterday. I said, Desiree, what up with you? I went to a basketball game yesterday. I'm at a high school basketball game. I'm sitting. My phone starts going off. Boom, 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 boom. I get a message from Espen. And in that message from Espen, it tells me that the greatest coach of all time, college-wise, the greatest college football coach of all time, Nick Saban, head coach of Alabama football, retiring. Age of 72. I see earlier on in the day, the head football coach of the Seattle Seahawks, Pete Carroll, no longer coaching, age of 72. Then later on in the day, not to steal their thunder, after 24 years at the helm of the New England Patriots, some consider the greatest NFL coach of all time, Bill Belichick, gone, 71 years old. I don't know what's getting into these 70-year-old men that make them think they can stop working. I don't know. Listen, these 70-year-old multimillionaires think all of a sudden it's okay for them to no longer work. What they gonna do? They gonna go sit at Hardee's all morning? Is that what you gonna do, Nick Saban? You gonna go leave the vaunted, heralded Alabama University and then go sit there? Is that what you're gonna do? You gonna go to Wendy's? You gonna sit at McDonald's, enjoy you a cup of coffee? Sit at Starbucks and have something to drink. And he's going down to Florida because that's where all old people go. I don't know what attracts old people to Florida. It's just something in your Dana that tells you when you get old, you got to move down to Florida. I don't know. It's because the sun hits your old skin differently. I guess when you get older, you really can't. Your bones can't take cold weather. But all these old people decide to retire now. In the grand scheme of things, you really shouldn't be working that hard at the age of 70. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You shouldn't be working that hard at the age of 70. You 72 years old, you probably should be doing all right. My bishop at my church is retiring and going down to Florida. And I think he's 86? Nobody tell him that because he's not really, he ain't even 70 in real life. But I mean, we looking at it. 72, 71, 72. And they all got on their jitterbug phones because they probably don't have no regular cell phones. I know they at the top of their careers, but they still old people. I already know that they probably don't have no regular phone. You had to see the writing on the wall for these guys getting older and moving on. And while I'm extremely upset at Nick Saban, I understand him moving on. And I had seen the signs. He had the play call sheet was in an 82 font. He couldn't read just regular font on the play call sheet. When you had those football plays, the font's supposed to be little so the other team can't see him. He had his all the way out. It was wide open at a 96 font. You could read it from across the room. So that was an issue. But first of all, he was 72. He was 72. And you know what the common thread is with all three of them? They talk to their wives before they retire. That's what makes me afraid of being married. Because your wife is always gonna talk sense into you. Your wife is gonna talk sensitive to you. Your wife is gonna make you do stuff you wouldn't normally do. If any of those three men right there, Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, or Pete Carroll were unmarried, they'd still be coaching. Because a man ain't gonna walk away. Man ain't smart enough to stop working. That's the wife. That's Nick Saban's wife. She tired of it. That last bowl game, he coaches in Alabama. They have a house in Florida, and that last bowl game was in California. They had the Rose Bowl. They had to go stay out there for a week. She tired. He took his wife with him. She's tired. She ain't got time to keep going all this stuff. That's that wife. That wife will stop you from doing stuff. Men who are married, I think it's clinically shown scientifically that men who are married live a little bit longer than single men, because a married man got a woman in that house that's gonna make him stop. If a man ain't got no wife at home, he'll never retire from his job. It'd be a man out there right now working at a shipyard at the age of 98. But that wife will make him stop. My grandfather, God rest his soul, my grandfather ended up with Alzheimer's, and he couldn't remember a lot of things because of Alzheimer's. That's one of those things that did it. You know, that's the crazy thing about Alzheimer's. You ask my granddad anything wrong with him, he'll be like, no, because he was like, he didn't remember he had Alzheimer's. It was kind of crazy. It was a catch-22. But when he would have his episodes, he would get on the bus and go to work. He'd go right down to the shipyard. 87 years old, going right down to the shipyard to go to work. And that's what his Alzheimer's told him to do. That seemed regular to him. Men go to work. I know it was my grandmama that made him retire. My granddad retired from the Navy and the Navy Yard. 2 retirement checks. Balling, getting it in. But in his old age, he went to work because that's what men do. Men ain't gonna quit working. Not a traditional man. These new men might not these it's raining men. They might not work. They want to be pampered. The new situation of it's raining men. Those guys will quit, but regular guys will work. Real men retire and then work harder in retirement than they did on their real job. Y'all go back and think about your granddaddies and your uncle Charles. They retired from their workplace and then they picked up some kind of hobby that caused them to work harder than they did when they had their real job. They out there gardening or volunteering at the church or being a crossing guard. Something crazy. It just be ridiculous. Dementia, listen, Cordy, dementia is one of the hardest things. That dementia, the Alzheimer's, they say they can't diagnose you with Alzheimer's until then. At the time, I mean, there may have been some scientific things. Dementia is one of the hardest situations for people to deal with, but not the person with dementia. If you ever have to become a caregiver for somebody with dementia, it is one of I know we high on cussing out cancer. I know we high on cussing cancer out. It's cancer, cuck fancer. I know that's what the t-shirts say. But dementia, Alzheimer's is a monster too. The problem with Alzheimer's is that generally speaking, the person with dementia doesn't suffer. It's everybody around them. That's the hard part. It be everybody that's around them, the caregivers, the family members. They the ones who suffer. Generally speaking, somebody with dementia or Alzheimer's, they constantly get to go to a place where they happy. Most people with Alzheimer's or dementia having a ball. Now they don't got no idea where they at. Their memories take them to weird places, but it's always a weird place that they enjoy. It's always a weird place that they enjoy. It hurts you more than anything. Dana, you're absolutely right. The dementia, that moment when somebody that you love and you care for so much, and y'all have been tight and they've known you your whole life, your mom, your grandma, my Aunt Lou, one of my favorite aunts, my Aunt Lou, got to the point where she didn't recognize me. That hurt. That cut me like a knife. Cut you like a knife, and it would hurt. But they go to the place, a happy place. See, my grandmother talked about her and my granddaddy hunting. Listen, them old people get that dementia and they get freaky. Your brain goes back to all happy thoughts. I think dementia wipes away. I've never been around anybody who tells a story about a family member or a loved one with dementia, where the dementia goes, has them remember negative stuff. My granddaddy, when he had dementia, because even the things that you vision, you see is different. They become nasty. They hypersexual. Listen, you mess around, be around somebody with dementia at the wrong time, they gonna get it. They gonna get it. They gonna picture you with somebody. My granddaddy sometimes would picture my aunt as my grandma. She said one time my granddaddy came in there. Can you imagine you in your bed, you sleep, and you wake up and your daddy is standing there, stark bald naked, ready to go. JP, you're the first. I apologize. I apologize. I take it back. You're the first person. It would be you. It would be you. You ever got a friend that no matter what you say, if you say I ain't never seen something, they're gonna be the one to make you see it? That's JP. If I be like, boy, I ain't never seen a red and black zebra. He'd be like, no, I was in Africa one time. All the zebras was red and black. It was a Thursday. That's him. He gonna be the one. My father-in-law sits and talks about the war every time I sit and talk with him. Yeah, they'll find a spot. It's a spot they'll go back to. That war was probably something that was etched in his mind, indelible. Was right there, stayed in his mind. That's crazy. That's one of the worst diseases. And like you always talk about what you would do if you had certain disease. I would love to be like, man, if I ever get dementia, just go ahead and cut me off. But I ain't fitting to remember. It's hard on the family. Now, Dane, I'm not going through it now. This was old. My grandfather has passed at this point. He gone. My aunt Lou, all of them, they gone. I now start seeing some other loved ones, and they get older, and it's hard to tell. I think every old person gets a little touch of dementia. Good morning, Sylvine. I think you live long enough, dementia gonna be like, hey, everybody gonna get a little bit. Denzel said, "Can we cheer this Thursday up?" Yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, I just thought the fact that my granddaddy became a stripper at his old age. He just became a stripper at his old age. You can you imagine just waking up and your dad is standing there getting ready to take you to Pound Town? Out of all the trips your daddy could take you on, my granddaddy was ready to take. He ain't never take us to McDonald's. We ain't never go to Disney World. When no Busch Gardens, but Pound Town, he was ready. Like he said, my cousin was an infant. My grandmother's instinct was to whip out a breast and start. But let's hear, Geisha. And you imagine every time you go around your grandmama, she just whip out. All right, time to go. Titty powers activate. And listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody. I grew up. I grew up on powdered milk. I made a vow that I don't ever want it ever again. Ever again. That's a good topic for today. I was just talking to some friends of mine just the other day. We were discussing that. What is your childhood trauma that has affected you as a kid? Nothing bad. Nothing bad. I'm just talking about what happened to you as a kid that has changed the way that you are as an adult. For me, for example, I refuse to eat bologna. You can't pay. You can't get here and put the cash in my pocket to eat no bologna. I won't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. I ate so much. Not Mike Douglas used to make me moist. I done ate so much bologna as a child. My grandmama, my grandmama Oscar Mayer bologna. She ate so much, made so many bologna sandwiches. Oh yeah, we are, Princess. Good job. Thank you, Princess. Princess is now an official producer of the show. I ate so much bologna as a child. I refuse to eat bologna now. There's no way. I will not bring it in my house. I will not allow. If you come to my house and there's bologna in my house, it's the end of days. I've hit rock bottom. My cocaine smoking has hit an all-time high. I don't have no problem with lunch meat. Let me be clear. I don't have no problem with lunch meat. Matter of fact, I enjoy going to the deli. James has been traumatized by beets. Now that's pretty much child abuse. Who was making you eat beets as a child? Nobody makes no child eat beets. That's crazy. Unless they buy Dre. Mm-mm. No child with no beets. I enjoy going to the deli. I enjoy going to the deli for two reasons. I realize that whoever they hire at the deli cannot read, doesn't know weights and measures. That's my favorite thing about going to the deli. Go to the deli and ask for a weird amount of deli meat and watch them scramble to get it. Go to the deli and be like, let me get an eighth of a pound. Let me get an eighth of a pound of ham. An eighth of a pound. They'll never be able to get that. They'll never be able to get an eighth of a pound. They don't know what that is. That's gonna cause so much confusion in the back. It's gonna be worse than the other day. I went to the line of food, and my total came to $12.84, and I gave the man $23, and his brain almost exploded. His head almost gave. I gave him a 20 and 3 ones, and he sat there and looked at it. Then he looked at the price again. Then he looked at the money. Then he looked at the price. Then he looked at me. And he was like, did you mean to give me 23? Yes. Yes, I meant to give you 23. 23 was on purpose. I wanted a 10 back. Just put the numbers in there. The computer will tell you what to do. But the deli, they can't do no weights and measures in the deli. You go in there and ask for a half a pound or something. I'll be like, let me get a half a pound. And my favorite, and I shouldn't have it. I haven't had it in a while. My favorite deli meat is the country ham. I like to get country ham sliced thin. Now, I don't know why anybody in their right mind gets any of their meats sliced thick. I don't know who wants that thick meat. Pause. I don't even feel comfortable going anywhere and asking for anybody's thick meat. Yeah, let me get some of that thick meat. Yeah. Yeah, let me get that as thick and hard as you got it. No, I can't do it. I will never go in and be like, hey, yeah, let me get that. Let me yeah, how would you like your meat, sir? Thick and hard. Thick as you got it. Put that number 8 on it. Make it chunky. No, I can't do it. You already in there ordering meat. You already going in there to order meat. You gotta watch how you order your meat. But go in there and ask for half a pound. They gonna go back there, they gonna start slicing. And that J gonna come up, they gonna put on the scale, it's gonna be 0.8. They're gonna be like, it's 0.8. Is that enough? What you mean is that enough? That's 8/10. That's 80% of a pound. I don't need that much. Take 17 slices off. Take some of them slices off. I always apologize. I need to put a disclaimer that runs across the bottom of my show and be like, depending on when you tune in, you're gonna hear something weird. Sometimes you just tune in and you be like, what is happening here? I get it. You gotta take the show in totality, not where you get it. Man, if I were to order Keisha, listen, you want to talk about making them shut the whole thing down. If I order it in kilograms and with a British accent, man, they'll never open up again. The deli, any I don't know what grocery you go to, but if you want to see the people who ain't finna be doing no work, that deli is what you want. The deli workers in every grocery store always seem overworked. Everywhere you go, juicing is the best. Are you juicing your bologna? I don't know if I want no bologna juices. See that? I know we think juicing is healthier, but I ain't going in with no bologna juice. The deli worker in every store always looks like they ready to quit. The deli worker is always on the verge of this being their last day. And I get it, depending on where you go to. And I know people watch this show all around the world, so I can't be specific to you. I know you got your Shoppers Worlds in some places and your Acme. You got all kinds of amazing places, right? I just think that, me personally, I know the deli workers here. You go over to the Farm Fresh, they deli workers always on quit. They got that delicious chicken. All they do is all day is fry hundreds and hundreds of pieces of chicken. They fry chicken like Cat Williams reads books in there. And see, now I don't know why why would you want to have a masturbating juicer? I see this is what I'm talking about. That's just ridiculous. See, they used to put only old people in the deli. Back in the day when you had old people in the deli ran smooth. You could get you some good service out of them old people in the deli. I don't know if Nick Saban, if you let Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, and Pete Carroll, now that they retired, if you let them go work in the deli, that deli is gonna run smooth. That deli gonna run right. They gonna know how to treat you in that deli. They gonna give you the right amount of potato salad every time. Let me get a pound of potato salad. She gonna scoop that thing right to where it needs to be. Blap, 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 blam. It's a pound every time. She ain't even gotta put it on the scale. Old people in the deli know your meat, and they go. Why is everybody talking about masticating this morning? What did y'all wake up to this morning? Now everybody wants to be masticating. I'm not buying it just because it's called a masticating juicer. I'm not doing it. I don't even know what masticating is, but I don't feel comfortable saying it out loud. Now I'm not gonna go in the room and tell my kids, damn, now I'm gonna feel like something if my kids walk in. Hey, don't walk in the kitchen, your dad is masticating. I don't want to do it. Tamika said the deli experience is better at Publix and Kroger. See, there we go again. Now you out here talking. Now Z, you just out here using words at this point. Masticating is better than centrifugal. Here we go. And that word, I hate the word centrifugal. It's a centrifugal. I love juicing. Because you gotta think about it. Masticating, it all leaves the juice coming out. Betty, that's what I'm talking about. You hear you walk in and you hear masticating, and you don't want so just use the words. Just use fast and slow juicer. Fast and slow. I don't need to hear about your mastication. I don't want to hear about it. Now I know a lot of y'all in here are masticators. Public mastication. It's crazy out here. And here go Percy. Percy's such a church kid. It's a blessing in the pressing. It's a pressing process. And look at what masticating has done. It's a squirter. See, they have mastication. You'll go to jail for some public mastication. That's all I know. It's not good at all. I'm cutting the show down now. Now that y'all just, you can't talk about masticating, and then you can't have one of those in church. What if you got a masticating juicer in your church? Now Sister Mary Clarence is in the back masticating that church. I hate it. I hate the word. We could have come up. They knew goodness well they could have done a better word than that. They could have got a better word than masticating. They knew that. They knew that. They knew they could have come up with a better word. What's the difference? Listen, I don't want no slow juicer. If you're going to juice a carrot, make that thing quick, painless. Make the mastication process quick. But you won't sit there and masticate and take all day. Way to throw us back on track, Tamika. I still eat Spam. Spam is the only thing. Spam is out here now doing commercials trying to make you eat Spam. Most meats don't need a commercial. Most meat we could just call it a slow juicer. That's all. Most Spam out here trying to convince people to eat Spam. When you got to convince people to eat it, it can't be good. Nobody knows what animal Spam is. I think it's pork. I'm not 100% sure. Now the Spam, I've never had Spam look as good as the Spam in commercials. The Spam in commercials looks like something. Spam in commercials, commercial Spam is what you want. You're never gonna get your Spam to look the way that it does. It's the state meat of Hawaii. I don't live in Hawaii, and I believe that Hawaiian Spam ain't like that canned Spam. First of all, who told them that Spam is so important? Who told them that Spam is so important? It got to be kept under lock and key. I ain't had no Spam in a long time, but when my mama used to buy Spam, Spam had a Spam can key. And so you had to go and get a key and roll back the Spam top. Who told Spam it was that important? You couldn't even use a can opener on Spam. You got to roll that back. Now here we go. Spam sliced thin and fried hard. No, see, that's another one that's gonna get you in trouble. How you like your Spam? Thick and hard. And then you take all day with it. You be like, you in there masticating your Spam again? Now I'm masticating my Spam. This is crazy. Spam is crazy. Spam as a record label and a crew is crazy. The fact that we was out there ordering a can of meat, you out there masticating your thick hard Spam. Yeah, you can't tell me that don't sound like an Eric Jerome Dickey book. As he sat in the kitchen, masticating his thick hard vegetables. I just can't. He sat and masticated until the juice came out. Y'all see why it's wrong? Do y'all not see why that word is wrong? That's wrong. That's just a bad word. He masticated until every bit of juice was out of his thick, rich eggplant. That's a Zane book. That's a Zane book. I'm gonna tell you one thing. If I would have said masticating as a kid, I'd have got in trouble. I would have got a beating. Speaking of masticating and beatings, that the true definition of food porn. The true definition. So now that I got all of you all here, and y'all all seem to be Z says, I don't care. She is sticking beside masticating. Listen, you gotta love yourself first. So now that I got y'all here yesterday, and all of y'all seem to be of a Negro persuasion, even though this particular show was made by the Wahites, good times. Anytime you need a payment. Good times anytime you meet a friend. Not getting hustled. Keeping your head above water, making a wave when you can. It's temporary layoffs. Good times. Let's just talk about good times. As a team, a record label, and a crew, I think we can all admit that Florida Evans, worst TV mom of all times. There is no television mom worse than Florida Evans. Florida Evans single-handedly kept that family in the ghetto no matter what. Every time they had a chance to make it out of the ghetto, Florida Evans single-handedly ruined it with her super high Christian values. And I'm gonna tell you who won't gonna be masticating. I'm gonna tell you who won't be masticating. Florida Evans. If Michael would have come home with a masticating juicer, she'd have put it out. When Jesus, when Michael was trying to inform her that Jesus was black, some kind of self-hate inside of Florida Evans made her insist that there was no way that Jesus could be black. Single-handedly trying to tear down the dreams of Michael. They were married and Shane pushed James to stop working. But James couldn't stay employed long enough to retire from nowhere. Where was James going to retire from? James couldn't do it. Then, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm pretty sure Florida Toxic Evans is the main reason they ended up living where they was living. Florida Evans, remember when we met them on Good Times, won't none of them kids. JJ, Thelma, and Michael was already old. No, James ain't getting himself killed. I believe James killed himself. I think James looked at the prospect of losing another job, having to go back to live with Florida Evans, a life of mastication, and he just was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and kill myself. When them kids said Michael won't no baby, JJ won't no baby, and Thelma won't no baby, and you intentionally moved into a 2-bedroom house. You intentionally moved into that 2-bedroom house. You intentionally moved. James faked his death, moved to New York, and started McDowell's. He finally got free of her. As soon as he got free of that toxic woman, tell you that toxic woman will get you. So look at what we got. You intentionally moved into a 2-bedroom apartment, knowing you had all them kids, knowing you had 3 kids. You had to at least move into a 3-bedroom. But you intentionally put JJ and Michael in the living room on a sofa bed. In the living room, people were coming over to that house farting on Michael and JJ's bed every day. Y'all use Michael and JJ. Michael and JJ could never go to bed early. You can never go to bed early. Can you imagine being Michael and JJ and never being able to just have a cold and stay in bed all day because this is the main source of sitting for the whole family? For the whole family was the main sitting place. Now let's talk about this. Did Michael and JJ not have any clothes? Did they not have no drawers? Did they have nothing? I'm gonna tell you what. Look at it. Where was their closet space? JJ and Michael ain't had no closet space. You had that main closet where they put the coats at when you first came in. You open that door to the left, main closet. That was all coats. Where did JJ and Michael keep their clothes? Where did JJ and Michael go after they took a shower? JJ and Michael take a shower. They got to go get dressed in Thelma's room. JJ and Michael couldn't even sleep in on the weekends. We got to be up because we in the living room. JJ and Michael had no closet space, nowhere to go after they took a shower. JJ got to take a shower, then go into Thelma's room. They got dressed in the bathroom. Well, where did they? Okay, all right, Z, since you got all the answers to what happened on Good Time, where JJ keep his little colognes and deodorants? In Thelma's room? So Thelma's room had her bed, her dresser, JJ's dresser, Michael's dresser. JJ and Michael probably had to share a dresser. That's crazy, man. So they kept all. So you telling me, Tanya, and let's just talk about it. We talking about a 70s medicine cabinet. You telling me that medicine cabinet, that bathroom in the projects was big enough for all five of them people to put they hobble, they health and beauty aids. Man, it's crazy. Ain't no way. Somebody was sharing a deodorant. Somebody that Arid Extra Dry, somebody was sharing that. The clothes were off camera. Now I had somebody yesterday try to insist that there won't enough doors back there for them to have a bedroom for them, a bedroom for James and Florida, and a bathroom. But if you look at it, the bathroom door was close to that Jesus wall. You couldn't see it for real. That Jesus wall, that's where the bathroom door was. Boom, you go in the Jesus wall. Then right next to that one, right next to that door was the door to Thelma's room. Then the big door that you walk straight back to, that was James and Florida. I'm gonna tell you what, that's why James and Florida ain't have no more kids. There won't no way for them to have no adult time. It won't know what. How was you having adult time in there? Because everybody's using the bedrooms. It's a rotating circus going in the bedroom. It's already too many people in that house for one bathroom. Already. Way too many people in there. I think Good Times ruined both JJ and Michael. Bookman didn't fix anything, but only wore his work clothes. Every now and again, if something special was happening, Bookman either had on his work clothes or a whole church suit. And won't no in between. Won't no in between for Bookman. Bookman was either in his church clothes or his work clothes. You go back and find an episode of Bookman in a casual outfit. I think there was one outfit he had. I think one time Bookman was in a jogging suit. But other than that, he never fixed nothing. Bookman ain't never Booger. He ain't never fixed nothing. Second of all, let's talk about the reality of that show. Did they ever lock their door? Did they ever lock their door? I don't think the Evans family ever locked their door. Walona ain't never had to knock. Walona just walked in every time. Walona just walked in. Bookman walked in. They didn't care. You would walk in and you would immediately get the studio audience clap. You just walked in their door. Bye. Everybody get excited. You walk in. You just take a moment and pause. I want that to happen. Listen here, everybody. I don't know if you got a ring alarm, if you got anything. I want all my friends to put a studio audience clap on their door for when I come by. When I come over your house and I walk in, I need a studio audience clap. James had nothing. Couldn't walk around the house in his drawers. He ain't had no freedom because that door was always unlocked. Penny would just walk in. That whole show, everything about Good Times was nothing about Good Times was a good time. Nothing about Good Times was a good time. Keith Keith was what, 46 when he was getting ready to leave college and go in the NFL? That's what's crazy about this. That's what's crazy about the show. The levels of stuff that they went through to make sure them people stay in the ghetto. The lengths that they went through. Keith had a whole football career. Keith had been playing tackle football at the highest level. Understand what I'm telling you? Keith played football. I don't know what Keith's football stats were. I don't know what he was averaging. I don't know what Keith ran in the 40-yard dash. Probably something in the area of Cat Williams. Keith had an amazing football career for years. Keith had been tackled by multiple large men, masticating all over the field. And he trips over JJ taking pictures and ends his whole NFL career. Let this be a lesson, fellas. In order to be married, you're going to have to give up all that's important to you. Let it be known, fellas. The wedding is going to be painful one way or the other. This man made a career. This man made a career of having great plays in the NFL. I mean, in college. High school, All-American. College, great ball player. One wedding, done. And then, not only was he done, what did he get his degree in? So you telling me Keith was in college all that time and Keith ain't getting no degree? So Keith immediately went from the precipice of being drafted to living in the ghetto. That's the only two things that black people could do. You either NFL, ghetto. You went from the National Football League to NFL. He went in NFL either way. He was in the National Football League or no future, you loser. NFL, NFL. Norman Lear, white man, wrote Good Times. That was all he had. That man went through. Keith was a college graduate. Keith was a college graduate. I had reached the pinnacle. One trip. Done. It was just everything about Good Times was wrong. If we sit back and watch Good Times, that show should be called Depressing Times. Good Times was not right. Then the cast of Good Times didn't get along. JJ was hated by everybody on the cast. For some reason, James in Florida wanted Good Times to be a deep look, a deep introspective look into the black family. And then they got JJ dynamiting. You know, they felt like the JJ character was a clown, but the JJ character was the most popular character on the show. And when they added the JJ and Penny element, the two of them together, it's crazy. This is how we knew Good Times was a work of fiction. Janet Jackson found JJ, found Jimmy Walker to be attractive. There's just no way. The fact that JJ was a ladies' man. JJ was a ladies' man. Did y'all what redeeming qualities did Boom Boom Belinda find in JJ? When Boom Boom Belinda seen Jimmy Walker walk into the room, she's like, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, John Amos left because of the cooning. Y'all sit back and think. Ladies, there's a lot of y'all in here. There's a lot of ladies in here. Which one of y'all ladies is like, no, JJ was good looking? I'll wait. Everybody always got something good to say about somebody. Which one of y'all is gonna be the one to go on record to say that JJ was good looking? Which one of y'all gonna be the one to say JJ is handsome? Now JJ out here, get your Social Security. It's gonna be dynamite. JJ now, he done got old. He got reverse vitiligo. He getting dark spots all over his body. JJ looks a mess. I've personally met, sat down and talked to 2 members of that Good Times cast. I did a show one time, Jimmy Walker was on it. And I did another show one time, and I met Walona too. I met Walona too. And I met what's the sister? Thelma. And I'm gonna tell y'all what, Thelma got an elevator, but that thing ain't all the way to the top floor. That elevator on Thelma ain't going to the top floor. Never meet your idols. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I met Thelma, it was disappointing. It was. Now, on the other hand, Walona and Thelma, stone cold foxes. They gave it to you. Everything that Florida was, Thelma wasn't. Florida was all earth tones. All she wore was oranges and browns. Had that fro. It was perfectly coiffed every episode. But nothing made you as a man be like, ooh, give me some of that. Give me some of that Florida. Florida Evans is what I want. You never thought about masticating the pictures of Florida? Thelma, however, stone cold fox. Thelma had it going on. You can see yourself as a young man and be like, oh, that Thelma. Listen, and when Walona walked in the room, stone cold fox. But look at the images they gave you. Thelma, stone cold fox, getting her life together. Walona, strong, independent woman. She was pretty much Beyonce. No man. Look at what they told you, ladies. Look at what they told you. Walona. I'm talking about Walona had it going on, independent. Adopted a child she didn't even know. All of these things. Couldn't get no man. Thelma. Can we say promiscuous? Everything that JJ was. Listen, Thelma was getting married. She wouldn't find an African, black. Thelma still couldn't get right. Who do they want y'all to be? They don't want you to be Thelma. They don't want you to be out here being beautiful like Thelma and Walona. No. They want you to be Florida. That's all they see black women as is Florida. Florida was one step away from being Aunt Jemima. Oh, Thelma was out there. Listen, Keisha, you say what you want to say. Thelma was throwing that in a circle. We can go. Let's find a list. Thelma from Good Times. Let's find out how many boyfriends she had. I know she had Keith. She had the African guy. Look, she had some guy try to move her to Florida. Multiple fiancés. She always had a fiance. On tour. You can try to defend all you want to. Look at the different boyfriends. We can come up with multiple episodes of boyfriends for Thelma out there. Some of them we don't even remember. Donald, Larry, eBay, Lloyd. It was a lot of them out there. Now, Tamika, you trying to hold on. You trying to hold on for Thelma. But Thelma had them. There go one right here. Here go one of the boyfriends Thelma had. This guy, little hat, tiny hat. Every week Thelma was getting engaged. She meet a man, get engaged. 27 seconds later. Every 2 episodes. That's all I'm saying. It was a lot happening. But the one thing I do know that none of us can argue with is the fact that the biggest problem, the worst part of Good Times was Florida Evans. Thelma 100. She was a good guy. Everybody won't trying to. Maybe that's why everybody kept trying to marry her. Maybe Thelma was like, you can't get this unless we married. And every episode, somebody's like, all right, well, let's get engaged. The worst part of Good Times was Florida Evans. Florida Evans, listen, there have been studies done that show how toxic Florida Evans is. Florida, if we ever just went back and looked, a full breakdown, Florida Evans was the problem. And you go back and look, and see. She was the problem. Now, Esther Roll as a person, not the problem. Esther Roll was a nice woman. She got killed in Rosewood because she said that man was white as butter. But that's it. We can ready to get out of here, man. Today's Friday. Well, not here. It's Thursday here, but somewhere it's Friday. Finna take me a nice long nap. Just prepare myself for the rest of the day. All I know is we don't want to be Florida Evans. Today's word of the day, for those of y'all who just tuning in, Yvette says, I don't agree with you. You don't have to agree with that. The facts are the facts. Florida Evans was the problem. Today's word of the day is mangle. To mangle something is to ruin it due to carelessness or a lack of skill. Mangle can also mean to injure or damage something or someone severely by cutting, tearing, or crushing. Florida Evans mangled any chances that family had of leaving the ghetto. Half remembering a joke from her favorite sitcom, Allie mangled the punchline, but honestly, this made it even funnier. To mangle something is to ruin it due to carelessness or a lack of skill. Mangle can also mean to injure or damage something or someone severely by cutting, tearing, or crushing. Mangled. Now, some of y'all are going to think that's a juice since we're talking about masticating. Somebody is going to think, somebody had, I used my juicer and I had some mangles. It's mangoes, not mangoes. Today's word is mastication. I mean, whatever. I just don't believe this word. And I think that they just did that to make y'all mastication. Masticate, verb, to grind or crush food with or as if with the teeth. The cows were masticating their food. So I don't even know what y'all doing. The second definition is to soften or reduce to pulp by crushing or kneading. But that ain't what you want. It's a great word. The defense mangled the case yesterday, so we go back today. Sorry about that, man. You enjoying Snoop? You say what you want to say. You enjoying that jury duty? You enjoying that jury? I mean, listen. I want to be called on jury duty. I got the jury duty questionnaire in the mail. I was so excited. I was like, I finally made it. I'm finally an adult. I might get called for jury duty, and they ain't called me. I be calling down there to try to be like, y'all need. I be like a crackhead. Y'all got any of that jury duty available? I ain't doing nothing today. Old people go down there and sit in the court. They just sit there, watch all the cases. It's like reality TV for them. Can I get some of that jury duty? Yeah, I got the questionnaire in the mail the other day. They were asking questions about jury duty. Jury duty. All right, I'm out, man. Y'all have a fantastic day, man. Remember, if you're over 70, you can retire whenever you want to. You retire on an odd day of the week, on a Wednesday, midweek. You just, all the old people is like, we retiring. First of all, Tanya, let me just say this, Tanya. We talking about jury duty. I don't be out there volunteering for alternate position. That ain't me. That is not my life. I am not a power bottom. I don't be out here volunteering for no alternate position. Because we've been in here talking about masticating, and now Tanya talking about something I be volunteering for the alternate position. No, I do not. I don't even know what the alternate position is, but I don't want it. I don't want no parts of it. Now that we got that out there. Everybody have a fantastic day today, man. Hey, remember what I always say, man. Make somebody feel good today, even if that somebody just happens to be you. Even if that somebody just happens to be you. I'm on my way down to Alabama, man, to try to see if I can talk my man out of it, because this is really painful. I can't believe me like this. Don't leave me, Nick. It's crazy. My second favorite Nick in the whole world. All right, I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Clayton's Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Clayton's Cassidy Show. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the